We can't hear you, Guruji.
We can't hear you.
Om Sadashivasamārambhām Shankarācārya-madhyamām Asmadācārya-paryantām Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryan Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvāmanusandadhāmi Bhagavad-gīte Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunmanti Divyaistavaihi Vedais Sangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayantiyam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yoginaha Yasyantanna Vidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Yeah, let's chant from 30. Prahladascha Daityanam, number 30. Chapter 10.
Yeah. Prahladascha Daityanam
Kala Kalayatamaham
Kalayatamaham
Mriganancha Mrigendroham
Mruganancha Mrugendroham
Vainateyascha Pakshinam
Vainateyascha Pakshinam
Pavanas Pavatamasmi
Pavanah Pavatamasmi
Ramashastrabhritamaham
Ramashastrabhrutamaham
Jhashanam Makaraschasmi
Jhashanam Makaraschasmi
Srotasamasmi Jannavi
Srotasamasmi Janhavi
Sarganamaadirantascha
Sarganamaadirantascha
Madhyam Chaivaham Arjuna
Madhyam Chaivaham Arjuna
Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam
Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam
Vada Pravadatamaham
Vadah Pravadatamaham
Aksharanamakarosmi
Aksharanakarosmi
Dvandvasamasika cha
Dvandhasamasika cha
Ahamevakshayah kalaha
Ahamevakshayah kalaha
Dhataham Vishwato Mukhaha
Dhataham Vishwato Mukhaha
Mrityus Sarvaharaschaham
Mrutyus Sarvaharaschamam
Udbhavascha Bhavishyatam
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
कीर्तिश्रीर्वाक्च नारीणाम्
श्रीर्वाक्च नारीणाम्
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा
स्मृतिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा
बृहत्साम तथा साम्नाम्
बृहत्साम तथा साम्नाम्
गायत्री छन्दसामहम्
गायत्री छन्दसामहम्
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहम्
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहम्
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः
So we were looking at shloka number 35. Brihatsama tatha samnam. Earlier Sri Krishna had said Vedanam Samavedosmi, and among the Vedas I am Samaveda, and then among the Sama Veda mantras I am what is called Brihatsama. So we had a chance to listen to that mantra, very short mantra, where again Ishvara is praised, and therefore not that there are no other mantras where Bhagavan is described in many different ways, but this is what these are Krishna's words. And Brihad Sama it's called. There's a temple called Brihadishvara. Brihadishvara. So, and so then we were looking at this Gayatri, Chandasam Aham. So, generally we don't play music while listening to Shastra. See, I want some quiet music, some nice instrumental music, on the side. Good to have all these things, But those ideas, generally we keep it aside. When we're listening to our Swamiji's, this side music and all this swara and this tambura and violin and some nice soft instrumental music, there's no need for all that. Because the teacher is supposed to make the class interesting, okay? So, and in any case, if it is a sleepy class, then you don't need music, So either way, you don't need music. If it is interesting, you don't need music. If it's not interesting also, you don't need music. So, anyway, somebody else in the family, they may be playing. So I can understand that. So, Gayatri Chandasamaham, this is what we were talking about in the last class. That Gayatri. Chandas, the word Chandas has two meanings. One meaning is meter. Meter, a construct, a particular type of construct with which the structure of which mantras are made, shlokas are made. Okay, that is called Chandas. And so Gayatri is one of the Chandas. Hundreds of Chandas are there. Some popular Chandas are there. In Bhagavad Gita, we have Anushtup and Trishtup Chanda. And so we saw all that. That is one meaning of Chandas. The other meaning is mantra. Mantra itself. Chanda itself means mantra. And so we saw this Gayatri. Not only there is a Chandas called Gayatri, but then there is a mantra also, which the Savitri mantra, which is the most popular mantra in the Gayatri Chandas, Gayatri meter, has ended up being called as Gayatri mantra. Okay, because the name of Chandas has appeared in that mantra. So we saw that. Now, there is a beautiful mantra. What is the Mahima of Gayatri? There is a beautiful shloka. Okay, the shloka says, Tribhya eva tu vedebhyaha padam padam ududuhat. Okay. Okay, and then Tadit Prucho Ya Savitriyaha Parameshti Prajapati. So we'll look at that first line. Tribhyaha evatu vedebhyaha padam padam ududuhatu. So this Brahmaji, after creating the Vedas, seems he did something. What he did was, he took the Rig Veda, he put it in a grinder and then put it on high and then just made a pulp of it and just got the kashayam out of that pulp. And then that kashaya, padam padam ududuhat. Ududuhat means he extracted. Padam padam. So there are, how many padas are there in Gayatri? 3 padas are there. So that Rigveda becomes the first pada. Tat Savituvarenyam. Okay. Then second, Yajurveda, he did the same thing. And then the essence of the Yajurveda became the second pada of the Gayatri. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Okay. Then he did the same thing with the third Veda, Sama Veda. And that essence is the Dhiyo Yonaf Prachodayat. Okay. That is what this shloka is saying. And therefore what? This Gayatri represents the essence of the 3 Vedas. 4th Veda, we told you, 3 Vedas important for rituals and Upasana. 4th Veda enables one to officiate all those rituals. Okay, so those are the type of mantras. So not directly used in the rituals. That is why 3 Vedas often talked about. So Gayatri mantra is the essence of the 3 Vedas. Okay, we'll see the meaning shortly. And so, and then, so in this, so when we chant the Gayatri every day, those of us who are initiated into it, we chant it. Before chanting, we say the Rishi's name, because every mantra has a Rishi associated with the mantra. Savitriya Rishir Vishwamitraha, Nichrit Gayatri Chandaha, Savita Devata. So Rishi and Devata are always there associated with every mantra. So Vishwamitra is the Rishi for this Gayatri. And then Devata, who is the Devata? Savita is the Devata. Savita means Surya is the Devata. And then one more technical aspect is that this, if we counted this, right, last time. Tat sa vi tur va renyam. Supposed to be 8. How come there are only 7? Oh, okay. So I can see not bad. I'm able to see. My eyesight is still okay. Not bad. You can all the small icons I'm able to make out. So Om is there. The Om has to be added. Then only it becomes 8. Then 8 and 8. Okay. Tripada Ashtakshara Gayatri. Now, if you take the Om out, then it is not called Gayatri Chandaha. It is called Nichrid Gayatri Chandaha. Nichrid. That is, and when we chant, we say that Savitriya Rishir Vishwamitraha, Nichrid Gayatri Chandaha, Savita Devata. Like that it comes. That Nichrid refers to the Gayatri without the Omkar. But when we chant, we have to say Omkar. Okay, you can't chant Gayatri without the Omkar. So, just a technical aspect there. And so, therefore, Bho Bruhi, when the Upanyanam is done for the boys and girls those days, Bho Bruhi, Bruhi, this one, Savitrim Bho Bruhi. The Guru will say, after the thread is given, this Upavitam is given, Savitrim Bho Bruhi, he says. He doesn't say Gayatri Mru, Savitri Mru, Savitri Mantra, please say. And the thing about this initiation to Vedas is you can chant a mantra only if you're already initiated. And Gayatri chanting is chanting of the Veda. You can chant the Vedas only if you are initiated. Means only if you know the mantras. But I don't know anything. The first time somebody has to initiate me. So this process is a very tricky process. Tricky means like driving, like learning to drive. See, you can't really sit inside the car in front of the wheel. Wheel means this wheel, okay? In front of the wheel, unless you know how to drive. Otherwise, how can you drive? But how can you drive without sitting in the car first and do something? So this is a very catch-22 type of situation. So we have established some mechanisms. That is why you need a learner's permit and this and that and all that. That's a vulnerable period. That period is vulnerable because you kind of neither here nor there. Neither you're not, I'm not interested in driving. Okay, that's okay. Or you don't know how to drive and you have to somehow learn to drive. So, same situation here also. And so during the chanting time, I don't know how many of you noticed it, it's called Brahmopadesham. And during that time, the father or mother is supposed to tell the son or daughter, okay? Supposed to. And if the father has not even heard of Gayatri Mantra, that's a different thing. Fortunately, somebody, our Acharya is there in the side. So the Acharya will come. In the ashram and all, Swamiji will teach the Gayatri to the boy. Okay, very interesting it is. The person who is conducting the ritual, the whole samskara is there. He's sitting very much there. But when Swamiji is there, it becomes even more auspicious. And so they cover the whole. All the three people were there. Mother is there, father is there, son, daughter is there, and the Acharya is there. And they're all covered. The audience cannot see what's happening. They cannot even hear what's happening. The Gayatri is chanted in a Manda Japa, it's called. Manda Japa. You can't hear. Only you can hear. Nobody else can hear. Like that it is chanted. And even while chanting Gayatri, anybody, which is Manda Japa. Either you can hear or even you can't hear. Mentally chanted. That's how Gayatri Mantra has to be chanted. Many mantras have to be chanted like that. Not all mantras, but some mantras. You know, when we are studying the Vedas, there are some certain sections where there is instructions given to us. Okay, it says this cannot be chanted loudly. Okay, and Garbhinya means because why you should not chant loudly? These pregnant women, if they hear this mantra, they will abort. And I was talking to one person downstairs. I met him new, and this is Rukmaniji's friend. And we were talking, and then he said about this one. Suddenly he said, you know what, Jayakumar, once what happened? We were in an ashram, we were chanting, and we were concluding Harati and all. There is a person who is always doesn't believe in anything. Everything constantly questioning everything. And so he said, what is this? Chanting this without loudly, chanting everything loudly. Why should you not chant? So it seems he decided to just chant that one particular mantra loudly. And it seems there was a pregnant cow outside and she delivered a calf. This is what he told me. Just 1 month ago, he told me. 1 month ago. And Jayakumar, this is true. This is true. At least I know, Pratyaksham, I have seen it. I know it works for me, he said. So it means I know that mantra. This instruction is important to follow. And so I did namaskar to him. I said, this is too much. And so that Manda Japa, very important to keep in mind. Gayatri has to be chanted like that. And so Gayatri is the essence of the Veda. So Gayatri Upadesha is Vedopadesha. And the word Brahma also means Veda. And therefore that particular sacrament is called Brahmopadesha. The sacrament where the Upadesha of the Gayatri Mantra is done, is given to that young person, is called Brahmopadesha. So that's why often these rituals are called Brahmopadesha. Okay. And so that the chanting of the Gayatri is so important. It is done for a purpose. It is given to the person for the protection of the person. Gayantam trayate iti Gayatri. Gayantam trayate. One who chants it gets protected automatically. That is the meaning of the word Gayatri itself. And therefore it is meant to be chanted only. So many people these days, they've given up all these mantras. At least this mantra can be chanted. Okay, there is a 10-minute, 15-minute ritual that has to be done. That also, that has been given up. But at least chant this mantra, Gayatri. Very important. Really, very important. Now, the next question will come. What about those people like women who are told they cannot chant mantras, Veda mantras and all this? Yeah, so for some reason or the other, that has happened over time. For the protection of society, it has happened. And today, in traditional Veda Padashalas, will not take women, will not take girls, no chance. And that reason I told you the other day also, there is that biological reason where the Mahaprana, the chanting of the Mahaprana, when the Vedas is chanted properly, all the Mahapranas have to be properly pronounced. And the pronunciation of the Mahaprana, Medha, Medha, so the Dha has to, the groin area has to expand. And so that has a negative impact on the woman's internal parts, uterus and all that. So they say that is not good. Okay, fine. But then the beauty is there are two types of Gayatri. One is the Shrauta Gayatri. Shrauta means the Gayatri which is there in the Shruti, which means which is there in the Veda. All the three Vedas have this Gayatri or has this Gayatri. And that Veda is Om Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonas Prachodayat. Now, there is a Smartha Gayatri also. Smartha means what? The Gayatri that is there in Smriti, that is there in texts and outside the Vedas. And that Smartha Gayatri is Yo Deva Savita Smakam Dhiyo Dharmadi Gocharaha. Tasya Tad Bharkaha. Okay. Yat Preraye Tasya Yad Bharkaha. Okay. Tad Varenyam Upasmahe. Let me repeat that. Yo Devas Savita Smakam. You are writing it down. Yo Devas Savita Smakam. Dhiyo Dharmadi Gocharaha. Dhiyo Dharmadi Gocharaha. Two words. Dhiyo and then Dharmadi Gocharaha. Then Prerayet. Prerayet Tasya Yat Bhargaha. Prerayet Tasya Yat Bhargaha. Tat Varenyam Upasmahe. Tat Varenyam Upasmahe. Tad Varenyam Upasmahe. Yo Devas Savitasmakam Dhiyo Dharmadi Gocharaha. Preraye Tasya Yad Bharkaha Tad Varenyam Upasmahe. Like that it goes. Same meaning. Ditto. All words are there. All words that are there in the Shauta Gayatri is there in the Smartha Gayatri. So those who are not initiated into the Shrauta Gayatri can easily be initiated to this, can easily chant this mantra that I just told you. Okay. And if any of you is interested, you let me know. We can have a session where I can teach you, and then you can begin to chant it, and that can be chanted any time of the day. Okay. So now let's look at the essence of Gayatri. What does the Gayatri stand for? What is the meaning of the word of this Gayatri mantra? Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimihi. I have not dictated this to you, but later on I'll do that. Or somebody can pass it in the WhatsApp. So, Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Dhimahi. That is the main verb here. Dhimahi. Dhimahi means may we meditate. May we think of. May we meditate. Meditate on what? On Bhargaha. Bhargaha. Bhargaha means brilliance, effulgence. That which is brilliant, shining. Okay, that is called Bhargaha. Okay. That Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimi. Whose Bhargaha it is? Whose brilliance is this? Devasya. Devasya Bhargaha. The brilliance of the Deva, of the Devata. What Devata? Savituhu. Savita Devata. Of the Savita Devata, Surya Devata, Suryasya Devasya, Savituhu Devasya. Correct? Tat Savituhu Varenyam Bhargaha Devasya Dhima. Okay. So Savituhu Devasya Bhargaha Dhima. Then we meditate on that. On the effulgence of this Surya Devata. That's it. That is the main sentence. Okay. The rest we will fill up. Okay. Then that Bhargaha is Varenyam. It's Varenyam. It's worshipful. It's not ordinary Bhargaha. It protects me. It's going to protect me. Gayantam Trayate, I told you. And so that Varenyam is worshipful, very auspicious. Varenyam. Tat Saviturvarenyam. Tat means what? That means what? That Bhargaha. Why am Dhimahi? Correct? Bhargaha is Napumsakam also. So it works out very well. Tat Bhargaha Dhima. Okay? I hope some of you at least are following me, right? Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Dhiyaha Yaha Naha Prachodayat. That's the way to split it. Dhiyaha. See, this Bhargaha. What is this Bhargaha going to do for me? This effulgence, this brilliance, is it going to do something for me? Yeah, going to do something. Prachodayat. May that Bhargaha activate, inspire. Prachodayat. Kindle. Okay, Prachodayat. Dhiyaha Yaha Naha Prachodayat. Kindle what? Dhiyaha. Dhiyaha. Buddhayaha. Buddhayaha. Intellects, plural. May it activate our intellects. To do what? To understand everything. The whole life, there is no choice, but you have to follow what's going on. And you thought you finished studying, but every day you're reading the newspaper, you're reading the news. Why? Because you need to know what's going on. And every little thing, knowledge. Therefore, Buddhayaha, Dhiyaha. And whose buddhis? Naha. Dhiyo yo naha. Yo, leave that aside for a while. Dhiyo naha prachodayat. Naha. The naha means what? Asmakam. Our intellects. Not my intellect. Mama, not mama. Me buddhi doesn't say. Our intellects. May it inspire. Look at that. This is a Samoha mantra. Look, beautiful it is. It is not a personal mantra. It is personal, all right, because it is given to me. But it is a prayer. I have to pray for everybody else also. I am praying for everybody else. Why? Naha. Dhiyaha also plural. And why? Why not me? I want to be great. I want to be intelligent. I want to be smart. I want to be. No, 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 no. You can be, but if everybody else around you is a crackpot, then life won't be good. Life won't be good. Correct? Everybody has to be intelligent. Everybody has to know what's right, what's wrong. Everybody has to know. I have know everything. Only then Satya Yuga, they say. Satya Yuga. So I used to imagine, what is the Satya Yuga? Satya Yuga means people know what is to be known. There is no confusion at all in society. Society will not be confused if everybody has proper mind. They don't have to be geniuses. They just have to know what's what. Dharma, Dharma, Viveka. Then Nitya, Nitya, Vastu, Viveka. Beautiful. These two Vivekas are needed. Therefore, I have to first have Dharma, Dharma, Viveka. Buddhayaha, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Then help me graduate from there to Nitya, Nitya, Vastu, Viveka. So both I need. And Dhiyaha, Yaha. Yaha means Yaha. Yaha Devaha, the one who will activate my intellect, one whose brilliance will activate my intellect. That's the idea. So, what is the meaning? Tat saviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yona prachodayat. And so, I maybe meditate on this brilliance of Surya Devata. Surya Devata. So, the Devata of this Gayatri is Surya Savita, who is worshipful, Varenyam, and whose brilliance will activate our minds, our intellects. That is the essence of, that is the meaning of this Gayatri mantra. And so you can see how it has become so important. And occasionally we see in some sports, somewhere in Europe or something, when something, Olympics, I think they played Gayatri or something. Somewhere I heard they are playing all these things periodically. It's not supposed to be played like that. But if popularity, if you want to make Gayatri Mantra popular, if that's a way to do it, that's fine. Okay, all right. So therefore,
Guruji, it's believed Vishwamitra Rishi found this.
so yeah, that's what I said. No, Savitya Rishi Vishwamitraha, Nichit Gayatri Chanda Savita Devata. I mentioned that before. So this this mantra is named after Vishwamitra Rishi. That means Vishwamitra must have seen the Rishi. He must have been this Gayatri Mantra Drashta. Gayatri Mantra Drashta. Not Karta, Drashta. Yeah, Lakshmi ji, what's up?
Guruji, usually the North Indian ladies, they always chant every day Gayatri Mantra. It is we people, I don't know whether we are scared to chant or we are not supposed to chant.
So let's discuss this in satsang, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. So, Gayatri Chandasamaham. Okay, concluded that. Okay, among the Chandas, I am Gayatri. I am the various meters, I am the Gayatri meter. Or among the various mantras, I am the Gayatri mantra. Okay, that's how we understand it now. Okay, Masana Margashishoham. We are just coming out of this Margashisha mantra, Masa. Just now we have come out. So this month from December, mid-December to mid-January time frame. Very interesting mantra. Phrase this is Masana Margashisha. Hey, Uttarayanam starts only after the end of Margashisha. So why is he should have said, I must be Taimasam, the next Masa. But no, he said, I am the Margashisha. Now, this day, 1 year, one human year is supposed to be 1 day for our Pitris. Okay? 1 year, our 1 year is supposed to be 1 day of the Deva. Deva's 1 day is equal to 1 year for us. That is why this annual Shraddha becomes very important. And why it's important? Because that's the time that you are propitiating them, you are seeking their blessings, and you are quote unquote feeding them. Feeding them. It's because one day, they must have at least one proper meal in a day. One proper meal in a day. And that one proper meal happens during the Shraddha, during that time when their descendants are doing that ceremony. Okay, all right. And of course, there is Tarpana, etc., that comes during the every month, and so you are offering them something every month. So it's not so they get 12 snacks. The monthly, they'll get a snack, 12 snacks a year, and then followed by a sumptuous dinner or sumptuous meal, let's say. It's a very crude way of thinking about it, but that's okay. Then this day, the day begins with this masa, the month after Margashirsha. Okay, Magha, right? Magha Masa begins with that. Now, when the day begins, just let's say 6 o'clock it begins, then 1.5 hours before that, or 4:30 onwards, 4:30 onwards is what is called Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta means that's the best time. If you can wake up at that time, then there is no better time to study than that time. Okay, so just the period before the day starts, they have not started because people are still sleeping. So that Muhurta. So that means if Magha is that is when the day starts for the Deva, then before the Magha is that month of Margashirsha, which is the equivalent to our Brahma Muhurta. And therefore Krishna is saying that I love that Brahma Muhurta portion of the day. And when all of you are sleeping, I wake up and meditate. My Guruji taught me some mantras, so I also am meditating, and I am brushing up all on my Upanishads and all these things because I am getting ready to teach Bhagavad Gita. So I like that Brahma Muhurta. And so I say, Masanam Margashirshoham. Okay. And that's also a time, of course, when the produce, the earth is abundant with plants and plant products, and harvest season is fast approaching. And so that year is significant. That month, excuse me, is significant. And Swamiji jokes, he says, in Chennai, it's also good because music season is there. And somehow this has become a music season, they say. And all these foreign visitors from abroad are coming, and they're also singing also. My God, these people have gone abroad and they've become big good singers. And what happened? This is great. And are Americans also learning to sing? That will be the next question. Or only Indians are singing? Whatever. So music season and all that. So that's also another reminder that we are in Margashirsha. Then Ritu Nam Kusuma Karaha. Ritu. Ritu means season. Season. We have forgotten these words. Ritu, Ayana, then this Tithi. These words are all very important for us in our daily mantras. In a Vedic society, these are very important. They have to know all these things. Right now, Shishira Ritu. So in the Sankalpa, you will see Shishira Ritau, we have to say all that. So, knowing the coordinates, time and space coordinates. Okay. So, Ritu Nam Kusuma Karaha. Among the seasons, I am Kusuma Karaha. Okay. So, there are, what is the season now? It's Shishira Ritu. Right now in India, Shishira Ritu. Winter season, most parts of the world, it's winter. Okay. So, that is called Shishira Ritu. Then, after that is this spring, Vasanta Ritu. Then, after that, summer, Grishma Ritu. After that, rainy season, Varsha Ritu. After that, autumn. They say autumn. Autumn is that Sharad Ritu. After that is what? Is a Ritu called Hemanta Ritu. Hemanta Ritu. It's neither winter nor that, before or after. It's pre-winter, they say, pre-winter. So Hemanta Ritu, then winter, Shishira Ritu, etc. So 6 seasons are there, traditionally. And but you should not ask me how come in Madras there we have only 3 seasons: hot, hotter, and hottest. If you ask me, I don't know how to respond to that. So just let's assume there are 6 seasons, okay? And so among that, I am Kusuma Karaha. Kusuma Karaha. What a word Krishna uses. Akara means a repository, a abundance of kusuma flower, pushpa. So all plants starts flowering. So that's the season, that spring season, it's called kusuma karaha, pleasant, it's a pleasant season. And so I am that vasanta ritu among all seasons, all ritus is what it's saying. So let's translate this shloka. So too, Tatha. So too, I am the Brihat Sama mantra. I am the Brihat Sama mantra among the Sama mantras. So the word Sama itself can refer to Samaveda, or it can refer to any mantra in the Samaveda. Both are called Sama Samaveda. Okay. So too I am the Brihat Sama mantra among the Sama mantras, comma, Gayatri among the meters. Gayatri among the meters, or Gayatri mantra among the mantras, both are okay. Semicolon. Margashira among the months. Now, how do you translate Margashira? I don't know. So Margashira among the months. It's a lunar month, And among the seasons, comma, spring. And among the seasons, spring or the spring. So too, I am the Brihat Sama mantra among the Sama mantras, comma, Gayatri among the meters, comma, Margashira among the months, comma, and among the seasons, the spring. So we have a little time left. Next. You can unmute yourself onto that. Dyutam chalayatam
Namaste. Which mantra is that? I joined late.
Yeah, that's okay. Just repeat after me. Dyutam
Yutam
chalayatam
Kalayatam
Tejaha
Tejaha
Tejasvinamaham
Tejasvinamaham
Jayosmi
Jayosmi
Vyavasayosmi
Vyavasayosmi
Sattvam
Tattvam
Sattvavatamaham.
Tattvavatamaham.
Yeah, that's good. See if you can repeat the whole thing, okay? Dyutam chalayatam
Jutam Chalayatam
Tejasvinamaham
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 Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi
Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi
Sattvam Sattvavatamaham.
Tattvam Sattvamataham.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
So, Dyutam Chalayatam Asmi. Among the Chalayats, I am Dyutam. That is the meaning. Okay. So, this Chalayat, Chalanam, not chalanam, chalanam. Means that which traps us, anything that traps us, anything that creates problem for us, anything that will addict us, anything that will rob us of our intellect, okay, anything that can be very detrimental to our life. That is the meaning of chalayat, okay. And among the things that are detrimental to us, okay, so gambling onwards is any type of gambling, drinking alcohol, and see, if you say in the US, if you say drinking is not good, they will look at you like this. They'll say, which planet are you from? And they'll start arguing also. Little bit of wine is good for you, don't you know? Red wine, have you not followed the research? This and that, they will start arguing. And I don't argue with such people. I said, you drink whatever you want. I recommend that you don't drink, because I tell them this is the only reason I have. I said, to improve our intellect, to strengthen our intellect, there is no drink available. There is no potion available to make me intelligent, It's not available. So far, even the Vedic society has not figured out. Therefore, West is not going to figure out. But this alcohol is known to make my intellect somewhat dull, somewhat dull. It is definitely not going to make it better. So that's the only reason I have, I tell them. And if it is a good reason, you can take it. Otherwise, you can let go. So this is all the reason I can give. So, because if we had that potion, then every morning we can have that kashaya, supposed to. There are some herbs like that, Meda Shakti and all, it improves and all they say. I think they gave that kashaya to people who have mental instability. It is called I forgot it. That kashaya is there. I tried drinking for a month. I drank month or two. I had that. I thought it improved my memory and all. It seemed to have improved. I thought so. I should have continued, I think, but this thing. So there is a thing very popular. It is. Can't remember it now. Anyway, so this in Bhagavatam there is a story. This Kali is there. Kali Devata. Kali, Kali Yuga, Kali Devata. Kali Devata gets banished. He gets a curse. You get out of here. He gets punished. He gets banished. And Kali pleads. He pleads to Bhagavan. He says, you know what? I won't be there in public. Okay, I will go off. But give me a few places where I can stay. Just quietly, I will do my. I won't bother anybody. Bhagavan said, okay, a few places I'll give you. So, the few places, you can now imagine what those few places can be. So, I suppose all bars and all that. Again, like this, if I talk in America, they'll say, this guy is gone case. Bar, what do you mean bar? Bar is a... So, anyway, so all those places, potential for addiction, that's what it is. And so once we get addicted to something, then you see these people, our own caregivers, families, you will hear story after story after story, endless. There's men getting addicted to this, and it's all women who are taking care of our families. Really, I'm telling you, in Tamil Nadu, and also in Punjab, also I'm hearing that these people have become just drug addicts. Drink here at least alcohol. They're drug even more, advanced they are. So already we have enough problems to solve in this country. On top of that, you create an addiction also. Very sad. Anyway, we'll work on it. So this thing is so important in our Indian psyche. It's somewhat well entrenched, this idea of drinking and all that. Drinking also, these people who drink, you know what, when they go to bars, there's a taboo associated with that. So they will quietly kind of walk away, come into the house, quietly they will do things. Society also doesn't like it. And of course, family members will not like it. It's all quietly done. And gambling, very interesting thing, very gambling. In the US, you have places like Las Vegas. Very people go to Las Vegas. You know what? I was thinking about this when I was reading this mantra. I was thinking, I don't know if I'm right or not. In India, a place like Las Vegas cannot be successful. There may be some places for gambling and all, must be there. But a popular big city, which is whose only name to fame is gambling, will not exist in India, will not survive in India. Do you know why? This is my logic. It is not there in any book. Okay. Do you know why? What do you think is the reason for that?
Mahabharatam.
Mahabharatam is the reason for that. Correct. That's it. That Mahabharata, this gambling, this play with dice, because he's going to say Dhyutam. That Dhyutam refers to dice. I did not give you the keyword. Now I'll give you the keyword. Literally meaning is dice. Literal meaning is dice. Dhyutam. So this Mahabharata is so deeply entrenched in our heads, and how the guy who became addicted to gambling is Dharmaputra, whom we all revere, Yudhishthira, who talks about Dharma. This guy succumbs to this game of dice, and on top of that, he is just, what do you call, giving away, betting his brothers and his wife also. So this is gotten embedded into our psyche. And so this gambling, and quietly online they brought gambling. You know, this card game they have brought, and it's addicting a lot of youngsters in Tamil Nadu. We are seeing this. This Tamil Nadu government is very good. If you want to hire a consultant to in this gambling industry, you should work with the Tamil Nadu government. They're very good at it. Really, I mean it. Children are committing suicide. We are hearing it. And getting stuck to this some rummy or something they play on the internet, and they're finishing off our children also. So this Dharmaputra, because of that, this gambling will never be, at least I hope it remains like that. Okay, I don't want to say never and all that. So Dhyutam Chalayatam Asmi, among all those things that entrap a human being's mind and addict a person to wrong, very detrimental habits, among that I am Dhyutam, I am the game of dice. That is what he's saying. Okay, any form of gambling. Okay, that is the way to look at it. Okay, Tejaha Tejasvinam Aham. Tejasvinam, Tejasvi, you know, we have names. Tejasvi, Tejasvini. Among intelligent things, intelligent people, I am the intelligence itself. If you think, if you can appreciate intelligence anywhere, then you know that I am that. I am manifest. Sri Krishna, I am manifest in that person as that intelligence. And here, Swamiji makes a very interesting observation. He says, intelligence is a, how do you define intelligence? You know, we push our children to do well in exams and all that, and then he is intelligent, she is intelligent, we say. Means only with respect to subject matter, some expertise in a subject matter, only we use the word intelligence. Okay, that's a very limited use. In the process, we forget everything else. Values are gone, everything is gone. So no, you have to make it holistic. And Swamiji makes an interesting observation. He says, the one who says no for the first time to gambling, that person is intelligent. Because we talked about Dhyutam Chalayatam Asmi just now. So if I can say no, somebody offers a cigarette to me, and if I can say to my friends, because peer pressure is always there, and if I can say no, thanks. No thanks. You guys, I will advise that you don't do it. Really, that's my advice. But definitely not me. If I can say that, that's it over. I am intelligence. I am Tejasvi. Okay, that is what he says. So, because first time, saying no the first time is the easiest. After that, it's going to get progressively difficult. That is why it's called an addiction anyway. So, that which makes me resist temptations is stages. Like that Swamiji says. Okay, very interesting. Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi Sattvam Sattvatam Ham. This is the next, last portion. So, Sattvatam, okay, Aham Sattvam. Sattvatam. So, these three gunas we are aware of: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So, by now, all of us know the meanings of these words, significance of these words. And so, Sattva, value oriented characteristics, guna, thinking is also in commensurate with those values, and goals are clearly understood. Spiritual disposition, knowing the nature of things, including the nature of self, all these things come under sattva predominant. Then rajas and then tamas. Rajas means more activity based, dynamic. Okay, including restlessness, all that will come along with rajas. Pure rajas will have all that. So a drive to accomplish things is rajas. Then tamas. Tamas is absence of sattva, absence of rajas. So of course the person is not going to weigh the pros and cons of things. Not good at that. Pros and cons. Then drive to at least get some artha and kama. I want to be wealthy. At least that desire. What is the use of money? Even rich people die anyway. Huh? Wow, this guy he's talking like Vedanta. He's like a Vedanta. He's talking, he's full of pure tamas. Okay, Vedanta also talks like that, but in different context. But this tamas pradhamana, he uses sattva for these kinds of reasonings. Now it's of no use. Anyway, government is giving on food. The coupons I'm getting, so I can survive. So this fellow is like that. So therefore, that tamas person has to be. How do you help a tamas person? You have to give him not sattvic stuff. You have to give him rajas. You have to give him something from which he can see the benefit quickly. Instant gratification. It should not take too long. You can't ask him to meditate and then come to Gita class and all. No, it won't work for that. But he has to be given something to do and maybe earn a living, maybe make his life more comfortable. See, you do this, your family, you're helping your family, or you're not? Oh, yeah, okay. This is better. So, like that, you have to inspire that person. So, then here Krishna is talking about Sattvavatam. Among the people of sattvic disposition, that is the meaning of Sattvavatam. Among them, I'm what? I am Sattva. I am that Sattva Guna itself that makes them like that. I am the one who makes them like that. That is what he's saying. Sattva Guna I am. And then what? Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi. When that disposition is there, then I become a Vyavasaya. I have what is called Vyavasaya. Means the sattvic person is the one who can put in the most effort also. The most complex of things that person will sort out and will make an effort. A legitimate, an appropriate effort will be made. And because the person is not burdened by ragadveshas, not burdened by I want name and fame. No, all these ideas are not there. So unclouded, unconfused mind is there. Therefore, that effort, which seems like a big effort for other people, will not appear like a big effort for a sattvic person. Therefore, that person has vyavasaya, that industriousness is there, prayatnatvam is there. Okay, ability to put in the right amount of effort at the right time. That is called vyavasaya here. Okay, vyavasaya. So that vyavasaya asmi. Jayosmi, Vyavasayosmi. I am that Vyavasaya. Then what will that Vyavasaya lead to? It will lead to Jaya. Jaya. Success. Victory, if you want to call it. It will lead to success in life. Whatever material success is needed, that also you will get. Then spiritual success. This Atma Prapti, Brahma Prapti, that also is Jayaha. I am the Jayaha. Jayosmi, Vyavasayosmi, Sattvam Sattvavatam, Aham. And so that Ishvara Anugraha is there. Effort comes from me, but that me, I am that effort, he says. Therefore Anugraha is there. Whenever I am able to put some effort, I automatically recognize Krishna in that effort. He says, Vyavasayaha Asmi Aham. Okay, therefore, I automatically become that Prasada Buddhi and Ishwararpana Buddhi becomes automatic for me when I hear Krishna say this. So let's translate this shloka. I am the game of dice. Among the things that deceive. Among the things that deceive. Semicolon. I am the brilliance of the brilliant. I am the brilliance of the brilliant. I am the victory of the victorious. So these translations we have to understand. So this is just a translation. One possible translation. I am the victory of the victorious. Full stop. And then last sentence. I am the clarity in thinking. Okay, I am the clarity in thinking. Within brackets of those who have that clarity. Full stop. Of those whose nature is predominantly sattva. Of those whose nature is predominantly sattva, I am that sattva. Within brackets, contemplative disposition. I am the game of dice among the things that deceive, semicolon. I am the brilliance of the brilliant, full stop. I am the victory of the victorious, full stop. I am the clarity in thinking, within brackets, of those who have that clarity, full stop. Of those whose nature is predominantly sattva, I am that sattva. So this contemplative disposition, whenever this thing comes, I am reminded of, when I was in the US, I was teaching children and all that. And so as these children were graduating and going to college, they were writing all this, applying to universities and all. They wanted letters of recommendation. So often they would approach me. So I would write a letter based on that person. And then in one letter I had written, I said, Neha has a very contemplative disposition, which is a rare something, I said. And you know what? The parent came back to me and said, they told me, in America, contemplative disposition has a negative connotation. They said, it means the person is quiet and he doesn't mingle properly, etc. Not extrovert. This is a problem in America. They are just driven by some values. And so I changed the letter. And I changed it to critical thinking. Critical thinking means, everybody wants to think critically. Critical thinker. Okay, critical thinker. So it's like that. I suddenly that came to my mind. Contemplative disposition. So the words, the word sattva is not easy to translate. So sattva is sattva. That's all. Okay, we'll conclude. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.